First topic is coordinate geometry. First concept is coordinates of a point. In the whole chapter, keep in mind that whether we have shown or not, or whether it is in the question shown or not, there is behind x axis and y axis. This is called xy plane. Their common point is origin. Coordinates of origin are taken as 0, 0. So here x is 0, y is 0. Now we have a point P, xy. Xy are any two real numbers. You draw perpendicular on x-axis. Say this is point A. Then this OA is called x coordinate. AB is called y coordinate. This angle is 90. So x, y are distances or lengths, but with regard to their directions, may be positive or negative. So we have four quadrants. This is first quadrant. Now say I have a point 3, 2. What does this mean? Both coordinates are positive. The 3 distance is this and 2 is this. So we have moved towards positive direction first, then along y-axis. If I take the same point in the second quadrant, its coordinates will be minus 3, 2. So x coordinate will be negative. If you take the same point in the third quadrant, both coordinates will be negative. If we take the point in the fourth quadrant, x will be positive and y will be negative. Now see that if you have a point on x-axis, its y coordinate will be 0. And if you have a point on x-axis but in the negative direction, its x coordinate will be negative but y coordinate will again be 0. Similarly, for points on y-axis, x coordinate is 0, this is 0 minus 1, this point will be 0 minus 2. Gradient of a line, very important concept in this chapter. It is measure of steepness of a line. Now again we have x-axis, y-axis. Suppose we have this line and this point is 3, 1. So its gradient will be rise over run. Means that we measure the steepness by this ratio, and this is equal to 1 over 3. Now if I take another point vertically above it and consider another line, so this point will be 3, 2. Now its gradient will be 2 over 3. Similarly, if I take another line passing through this point, which is 3, 3, the gradient will be 3 over 3. So what is happening to gradient? It is increasing as the steepness increases. That is why we take rise over run, because our rise is increasing. So we define the gradient to be rise over run. So in terms of coordinates, we have 2 points, say x1, y1. Another point is x2, y2 in the xy plane. We want to find the gradient of this line. We make a triangle which is right angle triangle. This is parallel to x-axis and this line is parallel to y-axis. This is 90. Now this is x1, y1 means this is x1, this is y1, this is 90. This is x2, y2 means this whole length is x2 and this whole length is y2. Now this is y1, this will also be y1. Now what is this length? From origin to this point it is x2, from origin to this point it is x1. So this length will be x2 minus x1 and this is also x2 minus x1 because this is a rectangle. Now this total height is y2, this height is y1. So this length will be y2 minus y1, difference of y coordinates. So gradient also denoted by m, we write y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Means change in y over change in x, or difference in y over difference in x. Application of this idea is that we have collinear points. Now points lying on the same line. So you are given 3 points on a line, say A, B and C. So you can find the gradient by using any of these 2 points. For example, say A point is 1, 2, B point is 3, 6 and say this point is 9 and K. Now you are asked to find K. How will you find K? You will find the gradient of AB, then you will find the gradient of BC. They will be equal. Now gradient of AB, 6 minus 2, see y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It is 2. Now gradient of BC, or using BC, it is k minus 6 over 9 minus 3. This is equal to k minus 6 over 6. Now the gradients must be equal because they lie on the same line. One line will have one gradient. So gradients are equal. It means that you can make equal these 2 quantities. From here you will get k is equal to 18. Then we have equations of line. First formula is y equal to mx plus c. What is m? It is gradient of the line. What is C? It is y-intercept. Now what is y-intercept? Please understand it. On the graph, it means if a line cuts y-axis at the point, say this is A, then this length is C. Now this OA is equal to C. This is called y-intercept. So it is y-coordinate of the point of intersection of this line with y-axis, and on y-axis x is 0. Second formula is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Here what is x1 y1? It is point on the line. For example, if you are given 2, 5 and gradient is for example 3, the equation of line will be y minus y1, mean this, equal to second coordinate equal to m x minus x1. On simplifying, you will get 3x plus 1. So this is the equation of line with gradient 3 and y-intercept 1. Now we have general equation of line. General equation of a line. Equation of straight line can be put into this form: ax plus by is equal to 0. A, B, C are real numbers. For example, you have 3x plus 4y minus 12 equal to 0. This same equation can be converted into y is equal to mx plus c form. So from the general equation, you can be asked to find the gradient, as well as you can be asked to find the coordinates of the point where this line crosses x-axis and y-axis. How will you find gradient? When you are given the equation of straight line in any form, you have to make y as subject. Shift all terms to right except y. Simplify it so that we have only y on the left. You can also write like this. So if you compare this equation with the equation mx plus c, then you see that m is minus 3 by 4 and c is 3. Find point on x-axis. Where this line crosses it. So we put y equal to 0 in this equation, whether this or that. When you put y is equal to 0, you will get x is equal to 4. Similarly, if you are asked to find the point where the line crosses y-axis, so on y-axis we put x is equal to 0. If you put x is equal to 0 into this equation, you will get y is equal to 3. So it means that this line meets y-axis at 3 and x-axis at 4, and you can sketch the line also. If you want to write the coordinates of this point, it will be 4 0. If you want to write the coordinates of this point, these will be 0 3. Now we have another very important idea, concept, condition for a point to lie on a line. Now if you are given the equation of straight line 3x plus y equal to 7 and you are given a point 2 1. Now we want to see that whether this point lies on this line or not by using algebra. Now you know that first coordinate is always x, this is always y. We substitute these coordinates in the left hand side of this equation. So it will be 3 into 2 plus 1, you will get 7, which is the right hand side. So it means that this point lies on this line. So if we draw the actual graph, the point will be on the line, not above the line, not below the line. Now how this idea is used in questions? Firstly, you may be asked that there is a point 3 5 lies on the line 2x plus ay equal to 8. What is the value of a? Now here you will use this idea. If you are given that the point lies, you can substitute. So you substitute these coordinates into the equation of line. So 2 into replace x by x coordinate plus a, replace y by y coordinate. This must be equal to 8 as we have seen in the example. From here you can get the value of a. The value of a will be 2 5. Now another situation in which this idea is applied is that a point h and 2h, this is another example, lies on the line x plus y equal to say 4. Now find the value of h. Here you need this concept that when you are given that point lies on the line, it means you can substitute the coordinates of the point into the equation of line. So you can substitute x by h and y by 2h. Now substitute, you will get h plus 2h equal to 4. It will be 3h equal to 4. The value of h will be 4 by 3. Then we have special lines. Again we have x-axis, y-axis. I have a line parallel to x-axis and suppose this height is any number k which will be positive. Then the equation of this line will be y equal to k. Because for every point on this line, the vertical height which is y coordinate of this point, this point, this point, so every point will have y coordinate same which is k. Similarly, if you have another special line which is parallel to y-axis. This line is parallel to y-axis and if I draw red, now suppose this distance is now k. So its equation of this line will be x is equal to k, which is vertical line. Now if this line is below x-axis, k will be negative. Similarly, if this line is on left side, k may be negative. Parallel lines. Now when two lines are parallel, they have same gradient. Say it has gradient m1, it has m2. then M1 is equal to M2. Perpendicular lines. When two lines are perpendicular, gradient of one line is M1, gradient of second line is M2. Then product of gradients will be equal to -1. Or you can write M1 equal to -1 over M2. So understand it. If you have this value 3 by 5, then the gradient of perpendicular line will be reciprocal of this -5 over 3. If its gradient is -4 over 7, the gradient of perpendicular line will be 7 over 4. If the gradient of this line is 8, the gradient of this line will be -8. If you multiply these two gradients, you will always get multiply -1, -1. So in questions, you will be given the gradient of one line and you have to use it for the second line. So you have to keep this in mind that you will take reciprocal of these and then you will change the sign. If it is given positive, you will put negative sign. If it is given negative, then you will take positive sign. Distance formula. Distance between 2 points. Say you have one point x1, y1 and we have another point x2, y2. We need this length. Now if you make this triangle, this is 90. Now this length is x1, this length is x2. What will be this length? This length will be x2 minus x1. This is a rectangle, so this will also be x2 minus x1. Now this is y1, this length, this height. So this height will also be y1. And this is y2. So this total will be y2. So y2 minus y1, so this will be y2 minus y1. So if I name this as A, this as B, then this AB length or distance will be equal to under the root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Here another point is that if you square both sides, you may use or may need to apply this thing that when we square both sides, this under root is removed. Our next point is midpoint. When you are given two endpoints of a line segment, x1, y1, B point is x2, y2. This is the midpoint. Means this length is equal to this length. How will you find this midpoint? So it is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. For example, if you have this point 2, 4 and you have this point as 6, 8, how will you find midpoint? First coordinate, which is x of this endpoint, plus x coordinate of this second endpoint divided by 2. Now y coordinate of this point plus y coordinate of this endpoint divided by 2. You will get 4, 6. This is how to find midpoint. Now, what is the application of this idea? In questions, you will apply it like this, that you are given the midpoint. For example, you are given midpoint and one of the end points is given, but you are asked to find this end point. Now, taking this as x1, y1 and this as x2, y2, applying this formula, we have x1 plus x2 divided by 2 equal to 4, and y1, which is 2, plus y2, which is unknown, divided by 2 is equal to midpoint y coordinate. From here you will get x is equal to 7, a is equal to 7. From here you will get this is 12. So one end point we have found is 12. Thank you. Next concept is formula for area of triangle and quadrilateral. Now, this is also called matrix method. The advantage of this method is that you can find the area of any triangle and any quadrilateral. Now, for example, if you have a quadrilateral, say this is x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, and this point is x4, y4. Now, formula for area is equal to 1/2. This is straight line, half. Now, you can use any point as first point. Taking this as a first point, you will write it in column. Then you will take second point x2, y2. Then you will take third point x3, y3. Then you will take last point x4, y4. Now, very important point, that you will repeat this first point. So it is repeated. And the same formula can be used for triangle. Now, how will you find this value? I will explain it by an example. For example, our first point is 1, 2. Suppose second point is 3, 5. Third point 6, 1. Fourth point 4 minus 1. So area is equal to half modulus first point 1, 2. Second point 3, 5, third point 6, 1, fourth point. Now we will repeat this point first. Whatever you take first, you can take, but you have to repeat it. How will you calculate it now? Area 1/2 mod. Now you will start from this point and diagonally you will multiply. 1 into 5 plus 3 into 1 plus 6 into minus 1 plus 4 into 2. Then you will subtract. Now start from this element and you will write 2 into 3. Again you will plus 5 into 6 plus 1 into 4 and plus minus 1 into 1. On simplifying, you will see that this is equal to minus 29. Now you will ignore the negative sign since area is always positive. Now in the end, we have very important 2D shapes and their properties which will be used in the questions. First of all, we have square. You know the basic definitions of these. I am not revising that. I will tell you the main properties. These four figures, square, rectangle, parallelogram and rhombus, have common property. In each of these four diagrams, diagonals bisect each other. It means that if these are the diagonals, these are the sides, these are the diagonals. So diagonals bisect each other means this is the midpoint of this diagonal as well as this diagonal. Now similarly in rectangle, this diagonal and this diagonal bisect each other. This is the midpoint. So it means that this length is equal to this and this length is equal to this. Similarly in parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other, which means that this length is equal to this and this is equal to this. This is the midpoint of both this and this diagonals. And similarly in rhombus, in which all sides are equal, the diagonals bisect each other. In kite, diagonals does not bisect each other. In rhombus, does not bisect each other. The second property is that in scale the diagonals are perpendicular, but not in rectangle, not in parallelogram. In rhombus also these diagonals are perpendicular. And in kite again the diagonals this and this are perpendicular, and not in trapezium. Last property, that the diagonals have same length in square, the diagonals have same length in rectangle, and then in no other diagram. And a different property in kite is that this is a longer diagonal, this is a shorter diagonal. Shorter diagonal is bisected by a longer diagonal, means that this is the midpoint of this diagonal. So this length is equal to this length. Thank you.